This one. The ideas on which present policy is based have nothing particularly socialist about them. It's a classic reduction.
Alice! Alice!
Coming!
Hurry up, he'll be gone.
Is it the woodpecker again?
It's that man.
What, the one who was snooping?
Look, staring straight at us.
We're staring straight at him.
We live here, we're entitled to stare. Anyway, I'm going to phone the police.
What are you going to say?
Well, I shall just say there's a suspicious-looking character hanging around the lane.
Are you allowed to say people are suspicious looking?
If they are, you are.
Oh, it's a matter of opinion, isn't it?
Well, it's not the appearance, it's the circumstances. If I saw Cardinal Hume hanging around the lane several days running, I should think there was something unusual going on.
Yeah, well, there would be in that case.
And it would be our duty to report it. We're under an obligation to the police. It's no good waiting until something happens before we phone them, you know. Hello, Bodley. Yes? Yes. Jeffrey, personal call. Hello. Speak up.
Is he in England?
Abu Dhabi. Shocking line. Hello. Yes? Jeffrey! Yes, the boat's all right. Just for a minute, I thought you were going to ask about your mother and me. She's all right. Your mother and the boat, both all right. Yes. Hello? Speaker. Yes? Operator? Yes, very well. They're going to phone back later on another line.
How is he? Did he sound all right?
Well, he sounded as though he'd got his head in a bucket of water.
It's Jeffrey from Abu Dhabi.
Oh, I've obviously missed him.
Going to ring back later.
Oh, good. I wanted to talk to him about the boat.
It's a damn nuisance. I was just going to phone the police about that man.
Well, have you seen him again?
Yes, outside, just now.
Well, I expect the police will be pleased.
Now, that might be him.
Why did he come to the front door?
Well, might be a salesman. Could be selling insurance.
I'd like to see him try. Will you go or shall I?
You go. We'll stay here in case you need reinforcements.
Hello there. I'm begging again.
Oh, Ruby, you don't usually bother to ring. Come in.
I do when I'm on this collecting lark. I like to give people a chance to pretend they're out.
There's our pound.
Splendid.
Dad, can you lend me 10p? The widow's mite.
Oh.
Did you see anyone outside?
No? Who?
A man, well dressed.
Oh, dear. Have I missed my chance? What was he doing?
Loitering. I was just going to phone the police, only we're waiting for a call from Jeffrey.
Oh!
It might be important.
Dad? Dad?
Yeah?
Hello, Ruby. Dad, do you remember that man that was hanging around the lane the other day?
Yes, just talking about it.
He's at the back. I saw him from my bedroom.
Come on, quick. Come on, Mum. Quick.
Come on, my you
Forward. There he is. In the middle of Huddersfield, bold as brass.
Well, he seems much too calm to be up to anything.
You don't think he just wants to pee? We get lots of tourists in the summer. Carloads of people with bursting bladders. I always feel rather sorry for them.
He wouldn't be standing in the middle of the field, would he? He'd be hiding behind a hedge. Jeffrey.
I'll go.
No, it's all right. I'll
I
go.
said I'll go.
Excuse me.
I'll go.
Plucking out horses with gay Potter.
Not very nice having this sinister man hanging around, is it?
We're going to call the police.
Sooner better. I'm certainly not going to leave Lucy hanging around in town to clear this up.
Same thing again. They're going to try another line.
I'll go home. Then I can call the police when I get in. Unless you think he'd mug me and make off with this.
He's moving.
I'll make a dash for it while he's still at the back.
Well, I'll come with you, then I can pick Mandy up at the farm.
Lovely. My dream situation. One man protecting me from another.
Well, I'm not much good in a fight, but I can probably scream louder than you.
Oh, Tony, don't disappoint me.
Your turn.
Hello, yes. Hello, Jeffrey. Yes. Well, I'll do what I can. All right. I'll have to make a note. Hold on. Yes. Megara. Bill, did you say? Bill. Yes.
My word, that was quick.
Mrs. Pugh?
Mrs. Bodley, did Mrs. Pugh phone?
Yes. Is she at home?
Very likely. Won't you come in?
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes. Oh, about 9 o'clock, I think. Yes, they've got to go to the office, you see.
Just
Would you mind telling her?
Mrs. Pugh?
Yes.
Oh, she doesn't live here.
I thought you said
She lives down the road.
she reported a suspicious-looking character loitering around the lane.
Yes, that's right.
Could you point him out to me?
Oh, he's gone.
At what time?
About the same time as Mrs. Pugh.
They went together.
Yes. No, she went with my son.
Your son,
Tony.
Mr. Anthony Bodley.
No, she went with Tony because we were expecting a phone call from Abu Dhabi. Now, Tony went with her because the man was at the back.
And he went at the same time.
Yes.
Did you see him? I wonder if I could trouble you for a glass of water.
Of course. Are you all right?
Unfortunately, being called out on a case always affects me like this. Headaches, stomach cramps, irregular pulse, dry mouth.
Would you like some whiskey?
Not while I'm on duty, but I do have some tablets.
You do look rather pale.
I know, and I'm starting to sweat. The doctor says it's stress.
I knew Jeffrey had wanted to do something for him. There you are, officer. Have you explained?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not feeling very well.
You're ill.
So I do apologise, but it's no good carrying on as if I'm all right if I'm not. Do you mind if I lie down?
Well, I'm afraid the spare room's occupied, our daughter, but there's our room.
Steady the
A
buffs.
bed's no use. I have to lie perfectly flat on a firm surface. This would do splendidly. Would you mind? 2 minutes and a couple of deep yoga breaths will probably do the trick.
Well,
No, of course.
I don't want
of
to
course.
upset your routine. If that man does anything, don't hesitate to rouse me.
No. No, we won't.
On one other thing, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on my motorcycle.
Yes, of course. Oh, nonsense.
Can't help it, it's the stress.
He's in the wrong job.
Never mind. Tell me about Geoffrey.
He wants me to sell that for him. A man's coming first thing in the morning. Some foreign chap. He wants me to ask 1,500 and come down to 12.
What about Tony? Where's he going to live?
That's not my problem.
Wouldn't be so eager to oblige Geoffrey if you didn't want to get rid of Tony.
It's Jeffrey's good luck, isn't it?
You feeling better?
Oh, much better, thanks.
Do you often get these attacks?
Only when I'm on duty. Fortunately, this is a peaceful district. But the Chief Constable is anxious to change the police image. There's been a lot of violence and brutality in the force, and he's trying to recruit a more sensitive type. Remember, keep all doors and windows locked and report anything suspicious.
Very reassuring.
Whenever there's any trouble, he has to lie down. I'll bet he was a Spock baby. I never liked that book. Remember when the kids were all under 10?
It was a lovely time.
I wonder what my dad would have said if I'd turned up on his doorstep in the middle of the night and said, look, Dad, I'm packing it in with Alice, so Geoffrey and Tony and I are going to move in with you for an indefinite stay. I wonder what he would have said.
Well, he wouldn't have said, come in, Gerald, you're welcome any time.
He certainly wouldn't. He'd have said what he always said to people who came to the door begging, not today, thank you, and closed the door very firmly. He wasn't muddled, my dad. He always had a few emigration brochures in his pocket, you know, for New Zealand, Australia. And whenever one of us kids said something about the government or England, whatever, he'd just take one out, hand it to us. Bon voyage, you'd say. I can see him now.
Shh. I heard something. Did you lock the windows?
The one's downstairs.
And the back door?
I don't think we're going to be burgled.
How do you know?
Because that man we saw knows that we saw him. Is that at the back?
I think so. Shh.
Quiet.
Better call Tony.
I don't want to wait little Mandy. Leave this to me.
Oh, you better call the police. We're not supposed to do anything. You said so yourself.
That was before I saw the constable they sent us.
Oh, mercy.
Mr. Bodley?
Constable, what are you doing here?
Just checking to see that everything's secure, but... Oh, dear. You gave me such a shock.
You'd better come in and lie down for a bit.
Last. Alice, you'll have to unlock the door.
I'm not surprised, Dad. You're doing just what I would expect.
I've no choice. It's not my boat.
Well, after all, you must play fair with Geoffrey.
I'm glad you're so understanding.
Even if it does mean your granddaughter will be without a roof over her head.
Now, stop that, Tony. I won't have it. Don't worry, Mandy. Come on, have some more toast and honey.
No, thanks.
Well, why don't you go and see your Auntie Sue, see if you can help her? She might let you take Lucy into the garden.
She won't let me because of the prowler.
Well, she might let you take her into the garden.
All right, Granny. I can take it.
Very naughty, Tony, using the child. It's emotional blackmail.
It just happens to be true.
It's not my idea to sell the boat. I'm just obeying instructions.
Oh, could tell Mr. Thing it's not for sale.
Deceive my own son? I'm under an obligation to
Well,
Geoffrey.
if you keep saying that, I shall scream.
Don't do that. You'll have a dozen policemen dropping in here. Miss Meg Rarbell's late. I'd better phone the office and tell them I'm delayed.
Susie's off the phone. Ring Geoffrey and tell him he can't do this to you.
Well, that wouldn't do any good. Geoffrey's just as ruthless as Dad.
He's not really ruthless.
His ethics are business ones. Only do a good turn if it's going to show a profit.
Geoffrey offered you the boat in the first place. He understands your position.
Well, actually, he never did say I could use it. Well, I just told Dad that to stop him carping.
Tony, you lied.
Afraid so. Well, I meant to write to him.
Why didn't you?
Well, you know how it is.
When your father and I say we're going to write to someone, we write to them.
I was wrong. You don't know how it is.
Ring Geoffrey and explain. Get him to cancel the sale.
Just say it's my problem.
Suppose there's a chance this man won't buy the boat.
It won't be Dad's fault if he doesn't. He wants to be rid of it, and Mandy and me. This is a golden opportunity.
What is?
This opportunity for you to get rid of the boat with a clear conscience. That's how you see it, isn't it?
I see it as a chance for your mother and me to get this house the way we always wanted it to be. As a modest refuge in which to spend our twilight years.
What is it?
Auntie Sue says I can take the baby down the lane, as long as you
does
come
she?
with me. Will you?
I suppose so.
Don't be too long, Tony. If he does buy the boat, he may want to take it with him. In which case, you'll have to clear your stuff out pretty sharpish.
I think you're being extremely hard.
Firm. He's got to go sometime. He can't stay here all his life.
Throwing him out.
Dad, we've had a burglar.
What?
Policeman caught him. He's outside.
Quick!
Has he taken anything?
Dad, what was the name of the man who was coming to look at the boat?
Megarabel.
Right, come on, you pervert. Mr. Gerald Budley,
Yes?
I found this man acting suspiciously, was hiding behind your boat.
Not hiding, officer, merely examining the hull. Mr. Bodley, my name is McGarrible. I came in response to a letter from our son Geoffrey.
How do you do this, my wife Alice?
How
and
do
son
you
Tony,
do?
Mandy.
I take it this man is known to you, then?
Yes, we were expecting him.
He's not the man you saw prowling about outside?
Quite different.
I see, then, I'll report it to Constable Barnford.
Is he all right?
Yeah, we was called out first thing this morning. There was a cow on the railway line, so he went back to bed. Right, then, I'll be off.
I'm sorry to have disappointed you, officer.
Are you taking a mickey?
Oh, I admire the British police far too much to do that.
Watch it.
Idiot. Well, it didn't hurt you, did it?
Not at all. But it was a shock to the system.
What's going on? Hello. Who's supposed to be looking after Lucy? Sorry, Auntie Sue, but there's a policeman. Tony, I thought you said you keep an eye on her.
I'm sorry, but...
Really?
I'm afraid I've been the innocent cause of upsetting you all.
Oh, no, not at all, mister. Look, would you like a cup of coffee?
Oh, that would be very pleasant. Are you sure it's no trouble?
No trouble
I
at
tell you
all.
what, we'll have it on the boat. I've got to go to the office, you know. So
Would you go and switch the kettle on for me, love?
Just walked away and left her there. That man could have been the prowler.
Come to buy the boat.
Where's Tony going to sleep?
Hello, Ruby. Well, we'll manage. Ruby, I'd like to take up your offer of a camp bed. No. Tony can come out. Ruby, Tony... Oh, God.
I can tell you're a man who knows a bargain when he sees one.
Do you sail yourself?
I'm an Englishman. It's in the blood. Seafaring race.
He took us rowing once in Regent's Park.
The boat's far from new.
It's pre-war, made at a time when British craftsmanship was our greatest pride.
Titanic period.
That wasn't the fault of the workmanship. Actually, his brother wants to make you a present of it.
A present?
Knocked down bargain price.
Which is what?
£1,500.
I'm afraid it's much too old.
Well, this life jacket's new. Just as well if you ever get the boat in the water.
Tony, would you mind going to get the coffee?
Well, I thought Mum was bringing it over.
I'd like you to get it if you don't mind. I haven't got a lot of time.
Well, would you like to go to the office now and leave me to show Mr. Maple the boat?
No, I wouldn't. I'd like you to get the coffee.
You don't think much of it?
No. Frankly, I wouldn't give 500 for it.
That's because he hasn't got 500. Bit of jealousy at work there. Sibling rivalry. Now then, Mr. Megarabel, I know it's customary in your country to bargain. I've been in your bazaars.
My country is England. Apart from brief visits to the Middle East, I've lived all my life in Knightsbridge.
Knightsbridge?
If I were forced to make an offer, I wouldn't dream of going above 1,000.
1,000?
As we British say in our blunt, honest way, take it or leave it.
Let's go below and look at the wealth of mahogany.
Gerald, can you come play
Hey,
now?
Lottie, is it now?
Now!
All right, all right. I am not a burglar.
Yeah. I haven't charged you with anything yet.
I'm from the county council.
I've got him sneaking round the back, he was.
I was not sneaking round the back. Ask Constable Bamforth if you don't believe me.
Oh, you know Constable Barnforth, do you?
Yes, we share the same doctor, Dr. Simpson.
Oh, that's a coincidence.
We're forever meeting in his surgery.
He'd be here now, but he had to go back for his inhaler.
I am from the planning department. I've been keeping these premises under surveillance for weeks. You're infringing the bylaws by having that boat parked where it is.
I can't believe the council employs a man to go around spying on illegally parked boats.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Oh,
Any identification?
oh yes. Yes, there's my pay slip.
Oh.
Good God, you're lucky to get away with this.
I haven't done anything.
I mean this. You seen that?
Do you might?
Right. You're clean. You, Mr.
McGarrigle.
Yeah. I don't think you showed me your passports.
He's a resident Englishman.
How do I know that?
Oh, you don't. That's why I always come out prepared. Here we are, British passport, driving license, Royal Yacht Club membership card, dog license, photograph of me hunting with Jimmy Hill. Is that sufficient to prove that I'm a resident Englishman?
Yeah, well, I'll take a chance and accept what you say. Now, was there anybody here committing any offence?
No.
Yes. He was.
Ah.
Infringing the bylaws by keeping that boat right outside the house.
Ah. Civil matter. Oh, well, in the future, any trouble, look, don't call me. Just call the Coast Guard.
I'll see you out.
You mean you've been hanging around here for a week just because we've got a boat in the garden?
If it is not removed, the council will have to take action.
That won't be necessary, I can assure you. What about that coffee? Do sit down. It'll be getting cold.
Would you like a cup?
Oh, yes, please. 2 sugars.
Naturally, we shall remove the boat right away. If you'd like to take it with you, I can borrow a Land Rover.
Your son tells me he lives on the boat.
That's against the law as well.
And he and his little daughter will have nowhere to live if I buy the boat.
Tony had no right to interfere.
Forgive me, but I could not turn a fellow Englishman out of his castle.
It's not his, and it's not a castle.
Speaking as an Englishman, I can't see how a father can behave in this way to his own flesh and blood.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mugabe. I've been trying to explain that to him, but he won't listen.
I could only buy the boat if I had vacant possession.
You can have vacant possession.
Ah, but not without being inhuman. Thank you. What will happen to Tony and little Mandy?
He's got a wife he can go back to.
Oh, you mean they're estranged?
That's why he's here.
Ah, but it would be cruel to try and force a reconciliation by applying economic pressure.
Here, here.
I agree. I'm ashamed of you.
The law is the law.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't see what you're all fussing about. Oh, there's no sugar. If you move the boat round to the back, there won't be any trouble.
Won't there really?
No. All we want is for it to be behind the building line.
And can I live on it if it's at the back?
Well, the council understands family problems, and it's not part of their policy to make people homeless.
There. I knew this country of ours, which we love so much, had a heart. I will sacrifice my bargain for this young man's happiness.
Oh!
If that's Geoffrey, tell him we can't sell the boat because we've got squatters. All right, that's it. Drop it.
Geoffrey wants to sell the boat because he needs the money.
He's making a fortune in Abu Dhabi.
Might need a bit of capital.
Well, he could try to get an eviction order.
Wouldn't do that to his own brother.
Don't you believe it? He'd try if he was living in a hostel like I am. Look at me now, waiting to use my own bathroom.
You could always nip over and use the one on the boat.
If it comes to that, I could drive into Dorking and go to a public convenience. I'm not that desperate.
Yeah, that'll be Sue. She'll want the bathroom. You better wait outside.
I'm not going to start a queue for my own bathroom. Didn't sound like Sue's motorbike.
Who else would it be?
Well, with my luck, it could be Richard and Jean. Their house is burned down. They're moving in with us for 2 or 3 months. They'll have the Alsatians with them, of course.
Not on a motorbike.
Oh, Mr. Bodley, I'm terribly sorry to disturb you, but I left my tranquilizers behind.
We put them aside for you.
That was very kind, sir.
I'm out of the bathroom if anybody wants it.
Would you mind? I've got a touch of the old trouble.
You know, I'm coming round to your idea. When are we going to get a bit of peace and quiet?
I don't think we are. Short of a suicide pact.
Gerald. All right, you first.